So Costco is one of the greatest stores of all time. I mean, you can buy everything here from cars to eggs to caskets. I remember reading this article one time and it was like stuff that you didn't know you could buy at Costco, and one of them was caskets. I did not know that. You can get a great deal on one if you want. But they just reported earnings and their stock is down this year. Actually, they have lost 14% versus the S&P gain of 1.7%. So that's different for Costco. They're typically one of those quote unquote power stocks, but not so much this year. But we'll see what happens. The thing that I really noticed about Costco is, and that I really did not like about Costco during this entire pandemic, was that I could not order stuff online and pick it up curbside. And that's not coming from the perspective of that I was afraid to go into the stores. I just don't like going in stores in general. And you could do that at Sam's Club. You could do that at my local grocery stores. You could do that at Walmart, Target. You could do it everywhere. You couldn't do it at Costco. They might do it now. I don't know. But back when I really wanted it, they didn't have it. So that, I think, could have been something that may have behooved them a little bit. Let me go back here. I did notice something before. Shoot, hold on. Costco's online sales surged 75.8%. They did beat on revenue. They just didn't beat on earnings per share. But their online sales surged 75.8%. And they have a great shopping app. I do use it often. I really like that you can get free shipping, basically free 2-day shipping on really any product. The most I've ever waited, I think, was 5 days for something. They have a lot of great products. And now, I'm a golfer. They're getting into that golf world. They made a putter that I keep down in Florida, and it's like an exact replica of a Scotty Cameron. It doesn't putt much different. They also have some wedges that they came out with. They're a little bit, how should I say it? They're not as good as Vokeys, but they're pretty good clubs for being $100 or $150, whatever it was, for three wedges. So let's see what Costco looks like from a technical perspective. But they're a great company. I don't foresee them struggling that hard, but I do want to show you guys their long-term chart before we get started. So Costco, I wish I can go back farther than 18 months, because they used to be, I always talk about power stocks wanting a tight cluster. This thing was going straight up for a very long time, and that cluster was no joke that tight. It was really incredible how much they gained. I think that was in maybe 2017 or so. So back, this was pandemic area, and you can see that even when stocks started just skyrocketing on us, let me use yellow. When stocks started skyrocketing on us, they didn't really go. They didn't really start taking off until, I would say, September area. But this is the area that I would have expected a Costco to start going like this with. But we didn't see that. It really didn't start until kind of the summertime. They did become a power stock in the summer, though. We can say maybe this was July area, and they started making these higher lows and just kept going. And of course, they were over all 4 of their major moving averages. Power stock is making new all-time highs, being over all 4 major moving averages, and they were that, which was, they stopped that in about November. So right before Christmas time. So let's see what we got on a more long-term perspective right now. And this is a great dog stock. And Costco is a company that you do want. This is exactly something that you would want to put a tracker share on and roll with. So they were short. They came right down through the sweet spot, and then they just started going sideways. I talk about stocks going sideways. This is a very good example because we haven't seen much of it. They are just going sideways under their 32% line. So they're still in a downtrend, and not much is happening except for a lot more selling. And as you can see, as you go sideways, you can definitely come down in stock price, and that's what's going to happen. But with these, you also do want to throw a tracker share on them, because these are the sneaky ones. Maybe Costco isn't as sneaky as maybe BP or something that goes a little bit more under the radar. Costco is always a big name stock that they're always talking about on television and whatnot. So you can get away with putting a tracker share on here, buy a share for $309. I mean, if it just keeps dropping, let's see where the support line is before I tell you to do something like this. So support is probably right in here, and that's about a little under, maybe let's call it $395 to be safe. So say you lose, I don't know, $25 a share, $15 a share, whatever that is, and that's the point of a tracker share, is that you are only buying one share, so the loss becomes minimal. But the good thing is you can wait for this red line, just keep going sideways, and eventually it'll start to turn up on you. And once it crosses over this 32% line, there's not a lot of institutional buyers that are going to come in down here. The institutions will really start coming in when you start getting into the sweet spot area. Lucky for you, you'll be in, you will have been in, and you'll see right when it breaks into the sweet spot, that's when you can add your shares. Pretend these are green candles. Well, let's see. This is what the chart will look like. You'll get red candles that just start creeping up. Once the red line breaks through the yellow, these will turn green. I'm going to use blue because I don't have green. These will turn, and then say it breaks through 32%, that's when you start adding your shares. And you'll probably start adding shares around here at this 360 area. And that's when you can start going heavy on shares and get some kind of great run over their previous all-time high, which is almost $400. So that's the power of a tracker share. And this is a great example of a dog stock and something that we just need to wait for and see what happens. So throw a tracker share on, and I'm sure you will be rewarded eventually. So let's go to a daily chart on Costco. So the first thing I notice is we're under all four of our major moving averages. We are moving down. The problem is we're sitting at a support level. This is hard for a swing trade. If you are short on this already, you can go ahead and add to your short today. Just know that you're at a support line and this thing could pull back on you, and you might end up with a long wick on your candlestick, and it kind of might look like that. But also, our bid and ask difference right now, we got about 4 minutes left. Let's see where this goes. This needs to get down to 1 to 3 cents. But if you want to do any swing trade on this, I mean, I guess you can add to your short, but I assume this red line is going to start to turn up and start moving a little bit back to this 200-day moving average, but we shall see. It is earnings day, so let's make sure that this settles down a little bit and go from there. From a 15-minute perspective, definitely a short right now. We are under 20%. We had two great engulfing candlesticks coming down, and now we're getting some people taking their profits. We got a lot more buying volume than selling volume. So what you need right here is, if you want to continue this short, you need a red candlestick to come down like that. And then you can have your engulfment, you stay under 20%, and you can continue your short. But for right now, don't do anything. If you're short on it, this is when you would be taking your profits because you're starting to snap back up. And if you snap over 20%, that's when you take your profits off the table and sell your position and move on. So just a quick review. If you're over here on your long-term chart, throw a tracker share on there. This is a beautiful dog stock. Wait for this to turn up over 32%. You should be good. If you, on your daily chart, if you want to add to your short, you can, but this support line probably will be pretty strong. You're at the bottom. It's a little bit late for a short. Just be very careful if you do something with this. Make sure you use stops. On your 15, great setup. Remember, I'm just teaching on the 15. Got to stay under 20%. You had two great engulfing candlesticks where you could have added to a short. You're starting to get something right now with some more buying volume. So just be patient, get a red engulfing candlestick to go like that, and you can go ahead and do something with a short on Costco on a daily chart. So that's Costco for you. You guys have a great day and a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace.